Welcome to this week's 360 show. We're going to be covering the preview of the T20 World Cup. In case you've picked up the fact that I'm in the same clothes as last week's show, you are absolutely right. I'm at the IPL Final as we speak, and I've decided to do 2 episodes in one day because I want to have a week off when I get back home after what's been a long IPL. So there are quite a few world-class former cricket players in the near vicinity of where I am. I'm going to be catching up with a few of them and get their thoughts on the World Cup coming up very soon. I hope you enjoy this week's episode. I'm sitting here with Suhail, the very talented Suhail, the man that keeps us all alive over here at Jio Cinema. Suhail, let's just quickly, I know it's not perhaps your favourite team of this World Cup, definitely not, but let's talk a little bit about England. The team that's defending champions, they've won it twice, and it'll be the first team to win it 3 times, the T20 World Cup that is. Just your thoughts on the chances and the most successful T20 team in World Cups as of date.
We had Moggs with us. He's gone, so I can be honest now. but I think, they always turn up, don't they? They find a way to turn up. Archer coming back is a huge story. We saw him bowling recently, I think, for a seconds side in the county championship, and he looked rapid. You've got good spinning options as well. You got Moeen, you've got Adil Rashid who can bat. You've got a seriously good top order. Still got to say South Africa is up there as one of my favourites, but you can't look past England, right? The only thing for me is day games, slowish tracks in the West Indies and America. For me, that's the only thing that maybe pushes them a little further back.
Sure, but most of the players play in the IPL. They are stalwarts. They've played in spinning conditions. Yep. Look at that top 3. Butler, Salt, probable top 3. Yeah. Butler, Salt, Will Jacks. Yeah. Can it get much better than that?
No, I reckon Will Jacks is actually an absolute gun. We didn't see enough of him, I think, in the IPL. And we've been screaming about him the last couple of years as well. Sure. But that is up there with arguably the best top 3 that they have. And I think it's early wickets, that's the only way they can get damage. And after that, maybe a little thin. But having said that, if Bairstow gets going, we know what he can do. Moeen gets going. There's batting all the way down to Adil Rashid.
Liam
Livingston. Oh man, there's serious. You've got Brook as well. Harry Brook in there. So yeah, that's the bowling's sorted as well in many ways. So it's hard to say they'll be out early. But I think the only way is power play and undoing them there.
Perhaps missing one spinner. We saw Rayan Ahmed and what he's capable of.
Yeah, it's funny. I watched him a lot in the India-England Test series, and the guy gives it a rip. And if you've got a good skipper, as they do, with a young leggy, as you know, if there's trust in there, then the guy turns up. But I think when you've got Adil Rashid, it's really hard to look past him and turn towards Rehan. There was just a lot of short stuff from Rehan. I think maybe that's kind of why hasn't been brought in as cover. His time will come, I'm sure.
The biggest game in their pool will probably be against Australia, the arch enemies. Yeah. They've always, it's almost like Pakistan, India that play in New York. Yeah. What are your thoughts about that game, England, Australia?
I spent 5 years in Adelaide. I wore an Aussie jersey watching the Ashes, sitting there on the sidelines for 5 days of a test in Adelaide. I have to say, my heart's with the green and gold, but I think that's going to be an absolute epic contest. Only because, like you said, the rivalry, right? There's something big about it. You turn up at a World Cup, there's a lot more on the line. Suddenly you've got Mitch Marsh as captain. There's a bit more weighing on him, maybe. I think that's going to be an absolute cracker.
To finish off very quickly, your top 4 knockouts.
Oh, geez. South Africa's in there for me.
Oh, wow.
India.
Okay.
Australia. And I'm going to go dark horse, the West Indies. I just think there's something in them. Throw Nicky P in there. Dre Russ is hungry. He's lean. Yeah. They've got the likes of Ralston Chase and these guys who are just good all-round talents as well. So my dark horse going in.
Thank you very much. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Suhail. His chances of England, he reckons, pretty good. But they're not in the top 4.
They're not in my top 4.
It's going to be great. We absolutely cannot wait. Thank you very much for your thoughts, Suhail. Back to you, fans. What do you think? By the way, I knew he loved South Africa and their chances at the T20 World Cup because we had a very long, in-depth discussion on his balcony. So go check it out on his YouTube channel. Suhail, what a man. I'm eating, man. Come on, not now. For Pakistan, I've already chatted to Babar Azam, okay? So let me enjoy my food, and you guys just have a look at this interview. Listen, Babar, about the chat today, thank you so much. There's no formal stuff. I'm not even going to do introduction. I practice a bit of Urdu here. I don't know if I'm going to get it right. Babar Azam ko is shome kusha madid.
Thank you. It's a good. It's fine.
Not bad, eh? All right, cool, man. Firstly, thanks for joining me. And I'm going to talk about your early life first.
Yeah.
Growing up, I've heard you talk about your parents that played a big role in your life, your mom's sacrifices, also your dad. He's always a soundboard for you. You can go to him for advice and just clear your mind. How big a role did your family play in your life?
Very big. Because when I'm starting, we have not that much money and all the things. We are not a rich family because we are an ordinary family. So yes, when I'm starting, we are playing in street cricket and play tennis ball and table cricket in every Saturday night. We have we are two teams, and then we are play together. And then after that, few months and I asked my father I go to start professional cricket. So he's saying, okay, let's do it. And then I play, and I'm starting like professional cricket ball and first time, so very difficult.
Yeah. Anyway, you are turning 30 now. You're not a youngster anymore. 15th of October.
Yeah, now I'm old.
I can't believe it's gone by so quickly. I'll always remember you as a youngster. I remember you coming on the scene. I remember us playing against each other at Edgbaston in the Champions Trophy. I got a first ball back, and you guys won. So you can remember that forever. But I've seen you as a youngster, a guy with this potential, and now you are the captain of Pakistan, going to a World Cup. What are your goals for the future? As you turn 30 now, do you see yourself going till you're 40? Or do you want to take it small steps at a time? What are your goals and your dreams moving forward?
Honestly, Laj, I'm just thinking by day. I'm not thinking where I am going, which age I'm stopped myself and all the things. Right now I'm just playing my game. I enjoy my every single time. I just love to play cricket. Yes, we are going for the World Cup, and then hope is very high, confidence very high, and our team is like you. As we start in the start, we have a good team. As a team, we have a good players, few good batsmen, and our senior players are step up and all the things. This help you a lot, and yes. We are very excited for the World Cup.
That was a short chat with Pakistan captain Babar Azam. I want to wish him and his team all the very best for the World Cup. The long chat with all the questions will be coming out soon, so keep an eye out for that. And on that note, let's move on to Australia as Brett Lee walks into the door here. Let's have a quick chat with him. Mr. Brett Lee, thank you very much for joining me on the 360 show. Guys, this is the legendary Australian fast bowler. And we're talking about the World Cup, the T20 World Cup coming up in the West Indies and the States. Mitch Marsh, captain, fantastic player, great all-rounder. But with Cummins winning that ODI World Cup, a lot of people thought maybe he would be the go-to guy. Pretty sure it was Cummins' call. But what are your thoughts on Mitch Marsh as captain and as a player who's had a fantastic couple of seasons?
Yeah, look, there's been a lot of conjecture, I guess, around Mitchell Marsh being captain. But firstly, yeah, you're right. He's a great player, a terrific, last 12, 18 months. It had to be Pat Cummins' call, maybe just to ease that workload, take the pressure off him and let him focus on his bowling.
For sure, one little spot of bother, perhaps. The wickets might get a touch slower in the Windies, bigger grounds, the spinners might come into play. Historically, the Aussie guys not as strong against the spin, also the South Africans. That might be something they need to think about and maybe counter.
Yeah, look, the Aussies, they love taking on the short ball, they love the ball coming on the bat. They like the sort of feel of bat on ball with that brand new ball. So that will be the hardest thing for the Aussies, is to get through the sort of spin from different teams and how that ball's on a rag on different wickets. So if they can get through the spin, those sort of couple of big overs through that 7 to 15 over mark, then who knows?
Yeah. With the Aussie mentality, I wouldn't put it past him to go out there and win another World Cup. Thank you very much for joining us.
Is Australia playing South Africa?
Good question. I don't think so. Not in the pool stages.
Because if they are, lock them in, 100%. Sorry, mate. Have some of that. No, joking.
I'll take some of that. Yeah, many bad experiences playing against the Aussies in knockout games, that's for sure. And one was actually in the West Indies in the 2007 ODI World Cup in St. Lucia. I think we were about 20 for 4 or something on that day. Not pleasant memories. Aussies are proper in
This
World
guy
Cups.
is a superstar. It's been good to hang out with you, mate.
Thank you, Bing. All the very best with your team in the World Cup. But more importantly, after the IPL, go and enjoy that Barbie on the farm.
My lekker braai, huh?
Lekker braai. Thank you, guys. So you just heard from Brett Lee and his thoughts about Australia's chances at this year's T20 World Cup. I fully agree with him. Fantastic cricket team, and they just have this thing about magic when it comes to World Cups. If they find a way to be there at the end, they find a way to play the big moments really well, as I've done so many times. Really good team, strong batting unit. As we said, they might struggle a bit against the spin, but where I feel their strength lies is in that seam bowling department, led by Pat Cummins. Lots of all-rounders as well. They always bat deep and they're never out of the contest. I'll be very surprised not to see them in the knockout stages of this coming T20 World Cup. Let's move on to another team, and there's one guy here at the studios that knows a lot about the Indian cricket team. His name is Akash Chopra. Let's go have a look what he's got to say about India's chances at the T20 World Cup. Follow me. All right, we've got Akash Chopra here. We know the World Cup is up and coming. It's just around the corner. It's going to happen in the United States of America for the first time ever, also the West Indies.
Correct.
Let's talk a little bit about India, the very first edition winners. They've got one trophy in their hand. What are their chances to go again?
Oh, well, it's not going to be easy for sure because, I mean, we haven't played T20 cricket the way it should have been played for the last few editions, and whether it was the one in Dubai, the one in Australia, we haven't been up to the mark, but somehow we found the same assembly of stars. So the batting order still looks the same, the bowling almost looks the same. So it is going to be tough, but then I'm expecting the pitches in the West Indies, the second part of the tournament at least, where the pitches may start holding up a little bit, big ground spinners may come into the picture, and that is where India might have a slightly bigger advantage to actually, do well.
They have fantastic world-class spinners, and I think that's one of their biggest strengths. Little bit of an issue with the balance though. When Yashasvi Jaiswal comes in, there might not be a spot for Shivam Dube, so they'll have to get that balance right rather sooner than later.
I feel your friend Biscuit is going to open. He'll be opening with Rohit, and there will be no place for Yashasvi in the playing 11 is what I understand. Hardik Pandya and Shivam Dube both will be playing, and that Dube is almost undroppable in my opinion, because he's the only guy who's been hitting sixes well. Otherwise, it's Hardik or Jadeja or Akshar Patel, but that you need some muscle towards the latter half of a T20 innings, especially in the West Indies when you're playing the day games.
Final question, last but not least, as we know, Hardik Pandya is the captain of the Mumbai Indians. He steps down again for Rohit Sharma, who's captain of India now. Just the dynamic behind that, and the season Mumbai had, and now having to take that chemistry into the Indian setup. Any issues there, or you're very happy with everything?
I don't think there will be any issues because we are dealing with professionals. Even if there is something, and this is very hypothetical that there is something, even if there is something, they'll put it aside, and all of them will be playing for Team India. I don't know of a cricket team where everybody got along very well with each other. So there is some lack of chemistry everywhere. I don't really actually think it's going to make a difference, and the only thing is that the Mumbai Indians, they finish at 10, and 4 of their players are actually going to be in the playing 11. So that does not bode very well, but it'll turn.
Last question.
Sure.
I forgot about the Pakistan-India clash.
Yeah.
India certainly favourites. They've been incredible against Pakistan in World Cups.
Correct.
playing in New York for the first time ever.
True.
What are your thoughts on that game?
Should be a humdinger. I'll be there.
Fantastic.
Yes. So I'll be there. But I feel it'll be a good game. I'll go say 55-45 in favor of India.
Yeah.
I'm not saying overwhelmingly that India will start as favourites, because neutral venue, drop in pitch, we really don't know how it's going to actually play out. And this Indian team as a T20 unit, the one that has been selected, hasn't really played together at all, because ever since the last World Cup, India has been experimenting with a lot of youth. So these guys, from Rohit to Kohli to Dubey to Hardik Pandya, they've actually gotten together only now. So that might just be a little bit of it's not a thing that you would like to go with in a tournament as big as the World Cup. So I'm going 55-45 in favor of India.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chopra.
It's a
All the
pleasure.
very best. And as he says, Team India looking really good. Will the fact that they haven't played together of late play a big role or not? Time will tell. Let's see.
Another guy. Oh, thank God. That's how I do it.
Alrighty guys, so that's all my thoughts on the T20 World Cup coming really soon, coming your way. There's going to be so much entertainment. I covered quite a few teams, spoke to some players from various countries to hear their thoughts about the T20 World Cup, which will be hosted in the West Indies and the US, as you know, which in itself is already very exciting. I know there are quite a few other teams that I didn't cover, perhaps in the 360 Live. We'll talk a little bit into that. So keep an eye out for that. I also mingled with some of my friends over here at the Jio Cinema studios, Shane Watson, Brett Lee, Akash, Chopra, and quite a few others. So keep an eye out for that. It will be released on the 360 show really soon, also on my socials. All entertainment coming your way.